Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive.
Yeah.
And today we are going to be diving into the story of Kaushar Ahmed.
Okay.
And this is a tech entrepreneur
Mhm.
who built this global software company called Ollyo
Okay.
from Bangladesh.
Interesting.
And so I think our listeners out there probably are like, wait a minute, how did he do that?
Yeah.
So that's kind of our mission today, is to uncover, how he went about this.
That sounds good.
And our source material is an interview that he did on this YouTube channel called Ahmed Fahad.
Okay.
And I think that you're going to find this is going to be full of all kinds of aha moments as we break this down.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
I think what's so fascinating about his story is that it really challenges our assumptions about where innovation comes from.
Yeah.
Like building a global tech company from Bangladesh, that's pretty remarkable.
Right.
And it says a lot about the power of a global mindset in today's world.
So let's rewind all the way back to the beginning. Kaushar's first venture was actually not Ollyo.
Mhm.
It was a medicine delivery app using QR codes.
Mm-mm.
And this was back in 2013.
And that was before QR codes became mainstream.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. So it was quite a novel concept.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the app didn't take off.
Oh, so it failed?
Yeah, it failed.
Wow.
So the question is, what happened?
You're like, was it bad timing?
Yeah.
Were there some other factors at play?
Yeah, I mean, the timing might have played a role.
Okay.
But I think what's really crucial here is that Kaushar, he didn't see this as a failure.
Mm.
He saw it as an opportunity to learn and adapt.
Okay.
And so this setback actually led him to a client who needed a learning management system or an LMS.
Yeah.
And that's how ZoomShaper was born?
So ZoomShaper is the LMS?
Yes, ZoomShaper is the LMS.
Okay.
Now, before we get to ZoomShaper, you mentioned something about a music career.
Oh, yes.
Tell me more about that.
So Kaushar actually had a brief stint in the music industry
Oh, wow.
before going into the tech world, which is pretty cool.
I mean, it's a testament to his diverse interests and willingness to explore, different paths.
Yeah.
I wonder if his experience in the music industry, because music is all about creativity and connecting with an audience.
Yeah.
I wonder if that in any way, influenced
Potentially
his approach to building tech products.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
But we should probably get back to ZoomShaper
Okay.
because this is where things really start to take off.
Okay.
So this platform reached a massive audience serving over 500,000 businesses.
Wow.
And the most impressive part,
Yeah.
he built it all without relying on external investors.
Really?
It was entirely bootstrapped.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So you're building a company of that scale with no outside funding.
That's huge.
That's a huge accomplishment.
But here's where it gets interesting. Despite this success, Kaushar has said that he felt not satisfied.
Interesting.
What do you think was driving him to keep pushing forward, even after achieving this remarkable success?
I think it speaks to his drive for continuous improvement.
Yeah.
It's that relentless pursuit of excellence that really sets apart the entrepreneurs that make it.
Yeah.
And this mindset is also reflected in his philosophy, which is done is better than perfect.
I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, so many of us get bogged down in trying to make things perfect. And sometimes, just getting something out there and then iterating based on feedback is so much more valuable than just, polishing it endlessly in isolation.
100%.
Do you relate to that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I often find myself striving for perfection.
Right.
But his approach is a good reminder that sometimes good enough is good enough to get started. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about building a global company from Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Were there specific challenges he faced?
Yeah.
And how did he overcome those geographical barriers?
So there were definitely challenges.
Okay.
But he really emphasizes the importance of cultivating a global mindset within his team.
So he doesn't just look for talent in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
He's seeking out the best people worldwide.
Exactly.
But wouldn't that limit the pool of potential candidates?
Well, he actually focuses on skills over credentials.
Okay.
So he uses screening tasks and a very strict shortlisting process to find individuals who are passionate and capable regardless of their background or location.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's not about where you're from. It's about what you can bring to the table.
Exactly.
And I think that's a really inspiring takeaway for our listeners who might feel limited by their location.
Right.
Now, at its peak, how big did this global team actually get?
So ZoomShaper had around 70 employees.
Wow.
Which is pretty impressive for a bootstrap company.
Yeah.
It shows that you can build a substantial organization without external funding.
Now, in the interview, Kaushar talks about a hypothetical scenario.
Okay.
If he had to start all over again, what would he do differently?
Right.
And it seemed like he had some pretty specific ideas about that.
Yeah, he did.
So what were they?
He mentioned starting as a one-man army again and focusing on meticulously managing risk.
Okay.
It's like he was recognizing the demands on a founder having to be the CEO, the product architect, and even the financial planner, all rolled into one.
So it's not just about having a great idea. It's about understanding the business side of things as well.
Exactly.
Especially when it comes to managing risk.
Absolutely. And that's why he emphasizes continuous learning, especially in finance, as a key strategy to mitigate that risk.
So he seems to believe that knowledge is power, especially for an entrepreneur navigating the unpredictable waters of business.
100%.
That's so smart.
Yeah, it is.
So speaking of products, how does Ollyo come up with these winning designs? Is there a secret sauce?
Well, it seems like collaboration is key.
Okay.
He surrounds himself with talented people who love what they do.
Yeah.
And he actually shared a story about how a new product was born from this collaborative spirit.
Ooh, intriguing.
Yeah.
Can you give us a sneak peek into what this new product is all about?
He didn't dive into specifics in the interview, but it sounds like it was a genuine aha moment where a spark of passion led to something innovative.
Okay, now you've really piqued my curiosity.
I know, right?
I guess that's part of the fun, discovering these new innovations as they emerge.
Exactly.
But it all ties back to his belief that passion builds everything.
Right. And it's a reminder that passion is infectious. When you surround yourself with passionate people, it creates a ripple effect leading to amazing things.
Now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about formal education. So many aspiring entrepreneurs might be wondering, do you need a fancy degree to achieve success like Kaushar?
Right.
What are your thoughts?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
He acknowledges the value of formal education, but emphasizes that it's not the sole determinant of success.
Right.
He encourages aspiring entrepreneurs to focus on learning, building, and exceeding expectations.
Regardless of their educational background.
Exactly.
So it's not about the piece of paper. It's about the skills and the drive you bring to the table.
100%.
Would you agree?
Absolutely.
I mean, Kaushar's journey is a testament to that.
Yeah.
Remember, he built a multi-million-dollar company without any formal business training.
That's true.
He's a living example that you can achieve extraordinary things through self-learning hard work and a relentless pursuit of your goals.
It's inspiring.
And it's incredibly inspiring for our listeners who might not have a traditional business background, but have a burning passion to build something amazing.
Right.
So what advice does Kaushar have for those listeners?
Well, his advice is simple yet powerful.
Okay.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Find your passion and build something meaningful.
I love that.
He even challenges listeners saying, you can do much better.
Wow.
It's a call to action to push beyond our comfort zones and reach for our full potential.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for our listeners?
Okay.
We've talked about resilience, embracing the done is better than perfect philosophy, the power of passion, and the importance of a global mindset. What are some key takeaways they can apply to their own lives?
Well, his story provides a blueprint for aspiring entrepreneurs, no matter their background or location.
Yeah.
It's about embracing challenges, adapting to change, and relentlessly pursuing your goals.
Yeah.
But perhaps the most important takeaway is that setbacks are not the end of the road.
Right.
They might actually be the catalyst for something greater.
Such a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, remember how his initial setback with the medicine delivery app led him to create Zoom Shaper?
Exactly.
It's like those choose your own adventure books we read as kids.
Yeah.
You know, every decision, even the ones that seem like missteps, can open up exciting new possibilities.
100%.
And it's a reminder that failure is not the opposite of success.
Right.
It's a stepping stone on the path to success.
I like that.
But here's what really resonates with me.
Okay.
Kaushar's unwavering emphasis on passion. It's clear that passion is the fuel that drives him.
Yeah.
And it's something that can't be taught.
Right.
It has to be discovered.
Right.
So as we wrap up this first part of our deep dive into Kaushar's journey, let's leave our listeners with this thought.
Right.
Take a moment to reflect on what truly excites you. What are you passionate about?
Yeah.
What problem are you itching to solve? What amazing thing could you build if you set your mind to it?
It's a great question to think about.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's it for this first part of our deep dive this week. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll be back with part 2.
Sounds good.
Very soon.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, it's like his story is a giant permission slip.
Yeah.
To go after those passions.
Absolutely.
Even if they seem unconventional or risky.
Yeah. And I think what's so amazing about his story is that it shows you don't need a ton of resources.
Right.
Or like a perfect plan to get started.
Yeah.
You just need that spark of passion.
Yeah. A willingness to learn and adapt. And the courage to just take that first step.
I agree.
And maybe, just maybe, that unexpected setback that you're facing right now is the key to unlocking your own Zoom Shaper.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
Every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise.
Yeah.
Who knows what you could achieve if you embrace those challenges and turn them into fuel for growth.
So to wrap up this incredible deep dive into Kaushar's journey, let's leave our listeners with this thought.
Right.
What passion project have you been putting off?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What's that one thing you've always wanted to build or create? Right. Remember, passion builds everything.
It does.
So take inspiration from Kaushar and start building something amazing today.
That's great advice.
All right, so that's it for our deep dive this week.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
What stands out to you from his story?
You know what I think what's so powerful about his story?
Yeah.
Is this idea that you don't need a ton of resources or a perfect plan to get started.
Right.
You just need that spark, that passion, and a willingness to learn and adapt and the courage to take that first step.
And maybe, just maybe, that unexpected setback you're facing right now is the key to unlocking your own Zoom shaper.
I love it.
It's all about perspective.
It is. Every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise.
Yeah.
Who knows what amazing things you could achieve if you embrace those challenges and turn them into fuel for growth.
So to wrap up this incredible deep dive into Kaushar's journey, let's leave our listeners with this final thought.
Right.
What passion project have you been putting off? What's that one thing you've always wanted to build or create?
That's the question.
Remember, passion builds everything.
It does.
So take inspiration from Kaushar's story and start building something amazing today.
I love it.
That's it for our deep dive this week.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.